How do you make your money?
Fucking mind your own business. Like,
You make $150,000 a month?
I don't like to flex.
How much square footage is your house?
It's considered a mansion.
What?
We have a basketball court.
What kind of car do you drive?
They pronounce it Porsche. The Macan GTS.
What the fuck?
Oh my God, thank you so much.
You can't be masturbating in the bathroom. This might be a dumb man question.
Most man questions are.
Why do you think that women have such a fear with lifting heavy weights?
People hate women.
That don't make no sense.
Not sure.
Okay, so you're admitting you have no idea.
Yeah.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to Don't Be Sour, a strong podcast. This is big number episode 13 with Meg Squats.
Thank you.
Megan Gallagher.
13 is my lucky number and my birthday. So.
I'm pretty sure 13 is that's not a good lucky number, right? Did you know that? Oh, we're getting back, but little side note. Did you know that newer buildings don't have a 13th floor? They skip over it.
Yeah, the penthouse is usually 13.
That doesn't make any sense.
They do 12 and then the penthouse usually like.
What if the building's taller than that? No. I'm saying they'll skip over it. They'll have a 12th floor and a 14th floor.
Yeah, they
15,
call it
16.
something else or like the lounge, you know?
It's strange. I believe that would make the 14th floor the 13th floor.
I think that's stupid.
It is stupid. Megan Gallagher. Am I saying your last name right?
Yeah.
Oh, welcome to the show.
Thank you for having me.
Tell the people a little bit about yourself. Who are you? What do you do? I like to say it's like the Uber pitch. You're in an Uber. You got a long way to go. Kind of, what do you do? Who are you?
I just say I'm in the fitness industry, and then I gauge if I want to continue the conversation or not.
Do you like chatty Ubers or not chatting Ubers?
No, not really. I think when you're a lady, and if you're alone in the Uber and it's a dude talking to you, you're kind of like a little guarded.
Okay.
I don't want this guy to kill me, especially if he knows where I live.
Yeah, that is kind of strange that you don't really think about it, that like every time an Uber picks you up from your house, especially maybe if you have nice things in your driveway and you're like, I'm going to the airport, I'm leaving.
Yeah.
You know exactly where I'm, that's kind of crazy because they're like, where are you going?
Yeah.
How long are you gone?
There are...
What's your garage passcode?
There are some cities where people are too chatty, like bodybuilding.com is in Boise, Idaho, and when I used to go there and like shoot stuff with them, everybody in Boise is just overly friendly. They're like I would go get an ice cream by myself or something on a break, and I would check out, and the lady would be like, "So what else are you doing today?" I'm like, "Fucking mind your own business." Like,
yeah, don't you hate when people are nice and just like carrying on basic conversation? That's the worst.
That's too chatty. That's too much.
What are you doing later today? Specifically. Specifically.
Yes, I'm like, that's a creepy question to ask.
Okay, so you say you're in the fitness industry. Give a little background on what you do.
So I own a supplement company called Buff Chick Supplements. That's my newest baby. I also for a longer time, I've been mostly online coaching and helping people get strong. My mission as a person and all my businesses strive to get a barbell in every woman's hands. So we're really passionate about helping people break down some of the barriers, especially some of the knowledge barriers to strength training, and definitely focused on women and encouraging them to lift heavy shit.
I love that. We're going to dive into all of these things. And kind of the final part of this podcast, so you said this is your newest baby, but actually I think you have a newer baby, an actual baby.
Mm-hmm. Yes.
I can't wait.
A human one.
I have so many questions about life, childhood, being a parent. We're going to get to that.
Okay.
But first, Meg and I go way back.
Way back.
2015, we met for the first time. Give the people the story on us.
Well, I had just started making YouTube channels. I'm telling you, like maybe it was my like fifth actual video where I was talking to the camera. I used to just post like, girl squats 225 for 10.
I used to do that. Yeah. I always say my YouTube channel started on this X date, but it technically I have like 7 videos before that because it's just like PR. It's just like a clip of a lifting.
It's different when you flip the camera around and you're talking to the camera. That's when I feel like my YouTube channel started. Yes. My journey actually started. Before it was just like Instagram kind of posting clips of lifting. And I watched you, I watched Christian, I watched the kind of OGs doing some lifestyle and YouTube fitness stuff. And I was like, I gotta do this. If they can do it, I can do it.
Everyone's doing it.
Everyone's doing it. And so I started doing that. And then I walk up to my gym, Balance Gym in Washington, D.C. Amazing gym that I wish you guys could go to, but it's closed down.
R.I.P.
Mm-hmm. That's actually where I met Ryan, who's my baby daddy. And Maxx Chewing's there. And I knew, because I was following your channel, I knew that you were moving to the D.C. area. And I commented on your videos, you should come to Balance Gym.
You were probably like, what are you doing later today specifically?
I was like, can I follow you around?
So it's weird when a stranger does. If you're like, no, I watch his YouTube videos, I can ask him to meet up in real life.
Well, back then, it did kind of feel like your followers were sort of your friends.
Yeah,
People
they still are your friends.
Yes. Oh, yes. But now it's, I don't know, as you get bigger, maybe you're a little bit more reserved. Also, I'm older and I have a child to worry about. But back in the day, I would just be like, people would say, oh, where should I go train in DC? I'm like, well, meet me at the gym. I'll be there at 2.
Yeah, I'm there two to 4 every day. I'm definitely not in my house. If you wanted to go rob that, I'll be there.
At that point, I literally had nothing to lose. So
we meet for the first time. But before we dive into that, I realized we skipped. I'm just so involved in this conversation and we forgot something. Meg, do you like to drink?
Alcohol?
Yeah.
No.
You don't? Well, I can't because I just bled.
I was really hoping
that this
would be the case. Yes.
You didn't think I was going to have immunity shots.
I was actually going to bring you some of these. And funny enough, I have spirits that are non-alcoholic for when I was pregnant because I went to a bachelorette party. So I was like, let me make I
believe non-alcoholic spirits is just called lame juice.
Yeah, that's basically what it is.
What's the point of non-alcoholic beer? Like, I guess you really want to drink beer, but you don't want alcohol. Like, why would you just drink a soda? Why would you drink non-alcoholic spirit? Just drink something else.
Well, do you miss having margaritas?
Fuck yeah, I do.
Yeah. There's something about the taste that is, you want to try to get as close to the taste and feeling as
Open
you
that
can.
up. Let's rip both these.
Okay.
Right?
Wait, should I fill it to the top like you did?
The tippy top.
This is going to be spicy.
We're going to drink. This is cayenne and ginger. Here we go. Cheers.
Cheers.
Immunity.
Oh, God. Oh, hell yeah.
You can taste the cayenne in there.
That's nice.
That's a spicy meatball.
You know, these don't do anything.
Oh, yeah. No, this is all marketing for sure. This company's making stacks of money.
But I do like, because it's not as enjoyable as anything else, you feel like you're doing something for your health.
Oh, 100%. 100%.
Oh, I'm glad that'll help me get like loose and ready to
I know. See, normally it's alcohol
myself.
that does it. Now it's the health. We're so healthy. So we meet. Explain to people what happened. Because I had just set the stage. I had just moved to Washington, D.C. with my brother. I was kind of following him up there because I was like, I ain't got nothing else going on. He needed to move up because at the time, I think it was just girlfriend at the time. I don't think they were engaged, but his now wife wanted to move back to Northern Virginia where her family was to go to kind of school. And he was like, yo, you want to come be my roommate? And I was like, sure. So I was in Richmond, moved up to DC looking for a gym. Meg's like, come to Balance Gym. So I go there, and how does the interaction go? How do we, can you remember back, did you try to play it cool?
Oh, no. I'm not a person who plays it cool. I was like, hey, will you be in my YouTube channel? Probably like went beeline. Actually, I saw you were getting a tour, both of you guys. And I'm sure I just went straight up to you. And at this time, I did this to several people. I did it to Chrissy May Cagney, and I did it to Dmitry Klokov.
I don't know who these people are.
When I saw them, I would just go up to people so that they could be in my thumbnail. So I saw both of them and I was like, hey, do you want to be in my video? And I basically just made a video with them without their consent.
That's
probably
very selfish and invasive.
Yes, I know. I wouldn't do that anymore, but that was huge for my YouTube channel because that was really kind of the first few collabs that I forced myself into. And I probably had the same approach to you.
And so when we made our video, how many subscribers were you at on YouTube at the time?
Probably under 5,000.
I thought it was like 30. You were like super small?
I don't think so.
Okay, so you
I think I was really small.
Relatively small YouTube channel. At the time of when 5,000 now, unless you have a crazy amount, everyone looks, with TikTok and everything, if you have 1 million subscribers, you're trash. But back then, honestly, like these milestones, 5,000, 10,000, not to downplay them now, but even then it was even more of a monumental thing to hit these small milestones. So even 5,000 back then was a big number. And I think at the time I had maybe around 150. I don't think I had 200 yet, but Meg and I filmed this video. What was our video about?
You probably used some clickbait to make people think that there was a potential that we were dating because
Always.
you never had any girls in any video.
Yeah.
Which, I mean, that's kind of what you do. But I forget what is the title of that video? Girl deadlift something.
In that video, in the beginning, I even make a comment. I'm like, people always ask me, Max, why aren't any girls? Why aren't any females in your videos? And it really just because I didn't hang out with any of them. And if I did, I'm not going to be filming it. I'm not going to like film my dates or whatever. I wasn't going on dates. But yeah, I was like, oh, I got the opportunity to not only like you were super nice when you came up to me in the gym and you were a strong power lifter. And I looked in your channel. And the biggest thing I like to look at is when people want to, nowadays no one asks me to collab anymore. But I really like when someone wants to make a video with me that I look at their content and I'm like, you were putting in the work before you asked me. You weren't just kind of, if I'm in a Max video, it's going to blow me up, right? Yeah. And back then, collab culture was big.
Yeah, I got a ton of subscribers from that.
You did.
And
we made two videos. We made two.
And actually, every time I would collab with someone else, because then, of course, more opportunities started coming, and I started getting more and more. I mean, eventually left my job to pursue what I'm doing now. And I would always think like, well, if Max gave me like 8,000 subscribers in one day, then this person with this audience, and no one had as like good, even remotely close to like subscriber carryover than our collab.
So you're saying I had the impact.
Yes.
And what I think, this is something that I was watching. I like to do a little deep diving on all the guests that come in. I like to watch any podcasts you do. And I came across a Q&A that you did a while back about meeting me for the first time, kind of who I was and our collab. And something you mentioned in there is saying that that I had a big impact on the kind of like getting your name out there, but you would put in the work initially so that when people came to your channel, they saw that it wasn't just some random person. It was like, oh, this person's been putting in the work.
Actually, do you remember, I think this was the second time we spoke before we decided to actually work together. And there was someone at Balance who kind of just dropped in, I think, to train with me or like you check out the gym because I had suggested it, one of the YouTube commenters, and he was a subscriber. And I about died when he said this because we're just chatting and then you walk up and then he goes to you, he's like, oh, I found out about you from Meg's channel. And I was like, oh my God, thank you so much. Because I think that was also maybe some proof that like, oh, people are actually watching her channel.
How much did you pay that guy to say that?
I know, right? I should do that more often, actually.
And, a comment that, so I kind of got I want to call it my big break from Nick Wright. I associate not like all of my success, but the comment you made in your Q&A of how you answered of like my channel's growth because of the Maxx collab is the same way that that my buddy Nick Wright talks to me about my success that I found after he put me on. He likes to refer to him as the Dr. Dre and me the Eminem. It was like you were already someone, and I could see this when I made the video with you, is you were already someone who had that personality. You had that thing about you that I was like, she can make it in this YouTube world, right? You just needed that push to get your name out there in kind of a quicker way, and then you do all the work yourself. Like you did your own thing, you made a name for yourself after that. I just kind of started that snowball that allowed to get a lot of eyes on you really quickly, and then you took that, you ran with that, and now you're even cooler than I am, social media wise.
After you saying this, I'm like, damn, I should be giving him like 10% of all my earnings.
No, it's cool to see people's impacts on individuals, and it's just wild to kind of think back of like, even what I do with Nick of like in the right place at the right time, this person came in. It's kind of me. Like if I hadn't, and I take this with a grain of salt, but it's like if I hadn't moved to DC, a lot of your early success might've been slower because I didn't move to DC to that. Same way I contribute tons of my success to my buddy Nick, because I always think, if he didn't break up with his girlfriend to move to my college town for the summer, who knows if I would have started a YouTube channel, or it would have never taken off. Like, my whole beginning trajectory could have been different. And it's interesting to think about. I'm not like in my impact of it, but it's kind of wild to see.
No, I feel the same way about you as you do about Nick. And actually, when I met Nick for the first time, I said, thanks for putting Maxx on, because then I feel like Maxx is my you. And I said that to him in Vegas at the airport when I saw him.
Now I'm your Dr. Dre.
Yes.
Eminem's way more popular than Dr. Dre, but Eminem was like, Dr. Dre was like, I needed Dr. Dre's help. I'm Dr. Dre.
Yeah.
Nick was Dr. Dre. Now I'm Dr. Dre. Now you need to Dr. Dre someone.
And you are responsible for helping thousands and thousands of women get stronger every
Look
day.
at that. And you are responsible for some really high views on my YouTube channel.
I'll take it.
No, it's cool. I really enjoy all the content you made, and you've continued to make content ever since that day. A lot of people kind of, I don't want to say fell off. They decided to fall off. They decided to stop making content, because 2015, I was making videos for about 2 years, and now here we are, 2022, still making content. You're still very heavy in the fitness industry. Why do you think you've kept it up?
Well, I will say, I'm glad that you think that about me and my channel.
You do.
But YouTube right now is kind of in social media, kind of like my bastard baby. Like, I'm not giving it as much attention because the effort is so high. When I have put zero effort into a TikTok and then it gets 500,000 views for no reason at all.
I hate it.
Yeah, for no reason at all. But recently this podcast inspired me a lot. Christian's episode, when you guys kind of compared your different styles of doing a series versus your approach of just always being on it and never taking a break. I'm definitely taking Christian's route right now. I'm doing a more focused YouTube series, kind of like a fitness challenge for myself, especially being postpartum. I needed something new to strive for. So that's kind of like my summer shredding equivalent. And yeah, I mean, I really am passionate about helping people get strong. Like, that's my number one goal. I have a bunch of stuff going on, and I have a lot of businesses, and now I have employees and a big team. I mean, to me, it's a big team, but the goal at the end of the day is help people lift and help them get stronger and help them see what's possible with strength. So that is my North Star. So that keeps me making stuff all the time.
Well, regardless of maybe your upload frequency, but YouTube specifically, I have seen you upload videos ever since we've met and had our first collab, and you've stayed very in on, I don't know if you watch my content or you keep up with it, maybe you watch periodically. Of course I do. You do? Mm-hmm. She's just saying that. She's watching for the videos. I do.
I don't watch too many other people anymore. I watch Summer Shredding, I watch Maxx Chewning, and I watch the podcast now.
There we go. That's all. That's all you need.
Who else is there?
You'll notice that my content has evolved over the years, and I actually, we're in the fitness community. I still say I'm in the fitness community, but my content I've left fitness kind of behind in my content. Now it's like 90% my life, and I like just fit some fitness content in there just to remind people that I lift weights, that I still do this every day. You've decided to, for most of your content, very heavy fitness focused. And I know for a while you did do vlogs and you've incorporated them, but I would say most of your content is strictly fitness.
Yes.
Why have you stayed with that? Obviously, fitness is my passion, fitness is your passion, but you've decided to continue in the social media realm of making that be your thing.
Well, I'm a coach, so it's sort of my expertise. I find it really interesting. I could talk about lifting all day long with anyone. So I love talking about lifting, and my most popular videos are tutorials like how to squat, how to bench, how to deadlift, how to get your first pull up. And those are where the feedback that I get from people is like, when someone says, Meg, I watched your videos and then 2 months later I got my first pull up, I'm like, yes. Like when you have a girl who's been doing like Pilates for so long and then she's banging out pull-ups in the gym after like switching to some strength, that inspires me, that fires me up to keep making those videos. And also every time it can get repetitive and feel repetitive a little bit, like, oh, I've already made this video. I've heard other friends in the fitness industry kind of say like, I've said it all, but I may have said it all, but I can say it better in my next video.
Yeah.
So yeah, I'm trying, that's why I'm kind of trying with the current series that I'm on, is have a different personal like training or personal fitness goal so that I can base the content around some sort of story. As far as creating lifestyle content, I don't like it.
You have an interesting life.
Do I?
I think we're gonna dive a little bit later, but yeah, I mean, you're like where you live, your house, you own a gym, you own companies, you're one of the early adopters, not adopters, but like you're one of the OGs, not only in YouTube space, but in the female demographic of strength. And I know there's a lot of really strong powerlifting women out there, but when I think of like social media personalities, you're the first one that comes to my mind. I don't know if that's because I don't know about the other ones, but you're an iconic person in this realm that we're in. So I think your story is super interesting. So I that's why I think that you do have cool things to film.
They don't bring me closer to my mission, I think. Like my lifestyle, first of all, I also feel like a little icky, like doing a house tour. Like I had a house tour. I live in this amazing house. First of all, I used to live in LA and then I moved to Texas. So
you've been all over the place. You went from DC to Canada.
New York City for a while.
Canada.
So yeah, I lived in all these big cities and now I live in like
Dallas,
suburbia
Texas.
Of Dallas.
Beautiful home. Huge, beautiful home.
So I have a nice, big old Texas-sized house. And, I uploaded, we moved in right before COVID started. And so I felt weird, especially at that time, sharing a house tour. But I was really proud of it and I thought it was cool. Like I loved my house, kind of similar to like your approach. Like I loved working in my house and making decisions around the house and sharing them. But I took the like house tour off because I was just like, and it got really good views too, but it didn't really serve my higher purpose. And so when I'm recording something, I'm always like, what's the point? Yeah, I can entertain people with content like that. But I can entertain people in the gym. I can talk about something funny that other people can relate with specific to the gym. I don't like to flex. And I don't need to. I don't feel the need to either.
Yeah.
Whereas I think in other times in my life, I may have like wanted to show, oh, I know I'm doing this YouTube thing and it's kind of unconventional, but I'm balling. Look at my businesses; they're doing really good.
You took the house video down, which I didn't know about. Did you get negative feedback I'm talking negative feedback, like 2 or 3 comments that would have been like, "Wow, you're just showing off your home." You did.
Yeah, just a few. At this point in my life, I'm very happy with who I am.
Yes.
I mean, obviously, proud but never satisfied. But
that's trademarked.
Like, sorry.
Congratulations, you're gonna get an email from a lawyer. Okay.
But I'm secure enough to not let personal digs get to me. But in the same vein, I don't share lifestyle content because I don't want to hear people comment on my lifestyle.
Do you want to know why? This is why I think that those comments happen, because you don't share enough of your life. If you consistently showed people this, and this, I'm not telling you how to make your content, but that's why I necessarily, when I do something, I still get random stupid comments, but for the most part, people have like seen this journey. They see each stage of my life. They see me at this place. Now I'm into this place. Now I'm talking about it. I'm very transparent, whether it be with money or anything. So I'm like an open book. There's not something, and I think that's a lot of people, if you were more lifestyle focused in your or showed more of your life in your content, then I think people they can see it's not just fitness content. Look at my big house.
Yeah.
Like, what the fuck? Like what? Oh,
True.
wow. Now you're just throwing this in my face.
True.
Fitness content, buy my program. Look at my house. Look at my car.
Yeah.
But it's more of like you talk about everything.
Yeah.
You talk about how much your house was. Talk about how you did the down payment, why you did it. What is your mortgage? Like I try to be as transparent as possible so that people don't perceive me in a light that I'm not, because I'm like, I tell you everything.
I do like that approach, and I've never really thought about it that way. But also, now I have a baby, and it can get hectic in the house. And I do have some boundaries around being on my phone at certain times and being away from work. Whereas I feel like you're always working. Do you think you're always working?
You know, sometimes I just like black out in the middle of the day, and I know I was at my computer for like 7 hours, but I don't know what I actually did. And I feel like I'm very like ADD mindset, and I just half the day I like will work for 30 minutes and then watch a YouTube video for like 10 minutes and then go do something completely unrelated to the first thing. And then I stop that and go back to the first thing. I'm all over the place. I don't have, today I'm focusing on this 3 things, this one thing, and that's all I'm going to do. Nothing's going to distract me. And it's like a chaos. It's a structured chaos in my head, and it seems to work for me. And I don't, but for when you're like working all day, for me, I keep in this mindset that I think unless I'm sitting down physically on a computer, that's when it's work. I can't still wrap my head around, preparing for a podcast, watching some of Meg's old content to kind of like get some ideas, going to film this YouTube. I'm like, no, that's just YouTube. That's not work. Like, it works when I'm sitting at that damn computer, physically clicking and clacking on my keyboard. That's work. But yes, when you look at the grand scope of things, it's a weird life I live that everything I do is somehow, it's all, okay, how am I going to film this? What is this going to kind of go into it? And you've evolved your content a lot. So I know you still focus mainly on the fitness stuff. And right now you're doing a lot of army training and whatnot. Now what's different, I think, about you and I is your love for fitness is still superior to my love for fitness. Because the only way that I would do these army tests or whatever is, okay, I'm going to do this test for a YouTube video. I think, are you like actually interested in this content that you're making, these tests, whatever? It's not just like for content, because that's where I only do stuff for content.
Yeah. Well, I did an original video with my brother. My little brother's in the Army. He's based in Fort Hood. And I did a video with him where I failed the original test. And now they've updated the test and it incorporates some lifting. So that's exciting because it's more in my field and like my scope. So I said, okay, I failed the first time. And then I retook it years later, and then after I had a baby. But of course, the original Army fitness video has like 1.4 million views, and it's my most viewed video. So I did originally do it for one video. But as I started learning more about the ACFT, the new test, I was like, oh, actually this is kind of hard, like to max everything and like get 100%. It's pretty difficult, and it would take some serious training on my end and training that is more outside of my comfort zone. So running is the biggest thing.
See, you're really into like pushing yourself mentally, physically, fitness related. I think I don't know if I'm burnt out from the gym, but even like I just kind of go in and I'm like, I know what I need to do to maintain this physique. Because as a skinny, not steroid user, I'm like, this is essentially what I'm gonna look like for the rest of my life, and I can maintain this. And you'll get people like, no, you could get a little bit bigger biceps. I'm like, I don't give a shit if my biceps get half an inch bigger. Like I don't care. And I think that's like my mindset with fitness now, and even with strength. Like I don't think I can get much stronger.
Yeah.
And if I can, it's weird. Like I think that could I add 5, 10, 20 pounds on some of my lifts? Sure. Is that gonna make me happier? No. Does that mean I've fallen out of love with those lifts if like I don't set these like goals for myself? I don't know.
No. I mean, okay, we're old. I've told you this a few times today, but we're getting older. We're getting up there. I'm going to be 34 in August. So
what's 33 like? I'm about to be 33. Terrible? How are your knees in the morning?
Dude, I have a baby now, so legit best year of my life.
Okay.
Like actually best year of my life.
I'm talking about your physical self.
My knees are getting louder, like I can hear them more
every time
often.
I do a quad extension. No, seriously, my left knee.
Yeah. I am using this challenge as a way to still focus on performance, but also see what happens as I get into more serious training postpartum. So I gave birth a year ago now in July of 2021. And, you know, you have recovery and that takes a long time. Hopefully.
I don't know.
Okay. So when a man meets a woman, so yeah, when you reverse that, it's like a baby that comes out of there. So yeah, it's been a journey to get back to lifting weights, and I had a lot of fun. I took several certifications for pre and postpartum training, and that was my favorite thing to study. Like, it was so much fun. And it was cool because then I got to do it. I mean, it was kind of painful at times, but anyway, I got to do it. I got to train postpartum. And here I am 1 year later. So anyway, I needed something that helped drive me back into the gym and back into a better routine that was still based around performance. I mean, if anybody watching this has seen any of my content, I'm always driving home the fact that I think performance-based goals are always going to be, for the most part, a better route for people to take than aesthetic-based goals. Not that there's anything wrong with aesthetics, but if someone's just getting started, they might want to focus a little bit on their performance, whether that be to run a 5K or get their first pull-up or compete in a powerlifting meet or even a mock powerlifting meet, or more specific like strength goals. So I needed something like that because I wasn't physically ready to get back into powerlifting training and like push my deadlift really, really high again. My pelvic floor just wasn't ready, if you know what I mean. So I know you don't know what I mean, but one day you'll know someone who...
Ooh, I have a surprise to tell you guys. So your content, very fitness focused. You love fitness. I have a weird relationship.
But you're so athletic.
I mean, I'm fast as fuck, boy.
He really did just like dust me in a race like an hour ago. It was embarrassing.
Whenever someone talks about, like, generally the people who are talking about my progress, specifically on like my strength progress, I can still on a bad day deadlift more than their max for reps. So I'm like, you're irrelevant to me.
Yeah.
But you're all about motivating people. I'm about proving people how strong I am. But you're big in motivating women to get stronger. Why do you think that women have such a fear with lifting heavy weights?
Well, I think it's getting better. So I think even since I've started making videos, things have changed. Like, did you see the girls in the gym? There's some fucking
jacked.
There's some fucking girls
there's
crushing.
girls that would beat the shit out of me.
I'm scared. But also in a good way, you know what I mean? So I think things are changing, and that comes with social media and being able to find your people too, and building communities online and communities in person, like here. So there's a lot of misinformation. There's a lot of dogma. Right now, there's a lot of dogma on TikTok that I'm seeing most recently, and it's a lot about like, oh, strength can be bad because it's interfering with your hormones as a woman, and that's bullshit, you know?
Is that for the record?
Oh shit.
That's for the record.
You're gonna use that in the intro. No. So yeah, that is bullshit. Yeah, for the record. There's so much that can be confusing. So a lot of people can get it wrong about strength, and strength can mean many things. It doesn't mean you're a power lifter. It doesn't mean you're as strong as Maxx Chewning. It could just mean you're...
No one can... It'd be hard for most people to be as strong as Maxx Chewning. Okay.
We can only dream. But I mean, hopefully, my hope is that people are like battling osteoporosis, you know, which a lot of is a common, what's the word I'm looking for? It's a condition that you want to avoid, and that a lot of women can be.
Osteoporosis, that's from not drinking enough milk, right? And calcium, that's the ads.
Yeah.
You would get osteoporosis if you didn't drink milk.
You need the milk, and you need to move your muscles to keep your bones strong.
Okay. Yes. Because the comment that I always hear is, I don't want to get bulky. That's why I do super lightweight, just body weight. I don't want to do whatever. Like, why do you think girls think this way, or maybe thought this way?
Yeah. Well, it's okay if you don't want to get bulky. It's also okay if you want to get bulky. Like some people.
But do you think if they lift heavier weights, they're going to get bulky?
Most likely not. It takes some effort to look.
You're like, I'm trying my ass off. I was like, I'm lifting 7 times a week, taking crazy amounts of protein, focusing on my training. look at me.
Yeah, I'm
and you
still
think you're
skinny.
You think you're accidentally going to get bulky if you lift a little extra weight?
Yes, and that, it's sort of like, I want to encourage people to practice body autonomy. Like, you're allowed to say how you want to look.
Yes.
And I think like a lot of people on my end of the like strength gung-ho people can hear that and be like, I don't know, they have certain reactions that shame people who are skinny. Like even the phrase like strong, not skinny. I don't really like that because it's like, what if you're skinny though?
Have you seen my legs?
We don't body shame, Max.
Look at that. My legs have been the same size since I started.
And how much can you deadlift?
650.
Yeah, see?
500-pound squat.
That's amazing. With those things, those twigs.
I know.
But yeah, so it's just sort of like, that's why I raise awareness of like first of all, what's possible in the gym, and the idea that your body can look many different ways if you lift. And there are, just look at different weight classes in the sport of weightlifting. Like if you watch the Olympics, you're going to see the tiniest like 108-pound weightlifter, and then you're going to see the super heavyweights lifting in the same competition. Mm-hmm. So your body can look however you want, and both of those people are lifting as much as they possibly can. So yeah, there are many different ways to look, and I think the idea that you're going to look a certain way is it just comes with more education and experience in the gym and understanding like what.
I think girls just think, or some girls think that if I keep lifting heavier and heavier, I'm going to get jacked.
I wish.
I know. I'm still trying to get jacked, and I can deadlift 650 pounds.
Yeah.
And I look like this, You
look great.
Well, thank you. Thank you. You look the same since we met in 2015, but you look great.
I think I look a little more jacked than I did in 2015.
You're Meg and I raced before this. You're probably faster in 2015 too.
Actually, that is my goal. I think when I was 19, I ran like a 650 mile. And
that's cute.
My goal is to beat that at 34.
Meg texted me yesterday and said, Max, do you want to race a mile for my YouTube video? And I said, Meg, you understand that for a YouTube video, I ran with my dog first thing in the morning without stretching at all, and I hit a 620. And she goes, never mind.
I was like, damn. I was like, yeah, no, I don't need to be embarrassed. And then I also don't need to run a mile and be like dead and embarrassed at the same time. So.
Yeah, no, I think running's stupid.
Yeah, I feel a certain way. I do feel more athletic, which is good.
Well, I just like, I just prove stuff to myself. I'm like, okay, I don't like to run, but if I did run, this is how fast I can do a mile. Mm-hmm. And I know it's good. So I'm like, whatever.
That's impressive. No, I need to I need to have a mental shift.
Do you want to know how not only that I told you my strategy, if you're ever worried about you're not going to hit a certain time, you just run faster. That's my first strategy. Mm-hmm, mm-hmm. The second one is here's how, this is serious. This is what I do. Let's say you want to hit, what mile do you want to hit?
A 7:38.
7:38. So what you do is you make your running playlist be like 3 songs. You make the songs that the length of those playlist songs is the mile that you want to hit. So
but I only listen to the podcast while I'm running.
So now when you run and you get to that third song, you're like, that's only a minute and a half of song. You're like, I need to step it up. So then you listen to the same songs every time you run. I did this all twice that I did it. But when you get to the certain part of the song, you're like, I know that means I'm at this point in my mile and I need to be at this point. So I need to step up my game.
Well, I have been running on a track, so.
I've done that.
That's no.
I just run around my neighborhood with my dog, jumping at the same thing.
Do you still do that?
No, I just did it for a YouTube video to prove myself, and now I'm done with it.
Oh, okay, cool.
Yeah, I don't know.
Congrats.
Thanks.
Amazing.
So running now, strength always, big advocate of strength. Mm-hmm. And I actually have a question for you that is a part of the Don't Be Sour game show.
Oh my God. When I saw Shawley's segment of this, I was like, oh God, I hope he doesn't ask me any more questions.
Do you know what a blockchain is?
A blockchain?
No, this isn't the question.
I've listened. I've tried to figure it out.
Shawley's definition of a blockchain is that it's on the blockchain. Mm-hmm. That was his answer. Yeah. What is a blockchain? It's on the blockchain.
I hope I don't answer anything like that.
Well, with your strength history and our collabs, Meg, in 2015, when we collabed on our first video, you did deadlifts. How much was the top deadlift single that you hit on our collab?
Mine.
Yours.
I'm gonna just guess and hope that it was like 365.
Final answer?
Well, the way you said it makes me think I'm wrong.
Is that your final answer?
Yes.
Meg, you actually lifted 375 pounds.
I was close.
Yeah.
That was pretty good. No wonder people follow me. They're like, oh, damn, this bitch is good.
And now today you had to hit 2 something and you were like, I don't know if I could do this. I was like, God damn, Meg, I was like, because I knew this question was coming, I was like, you hit 375 7 years ago. You're like, oh, I think I can hit 200 today. I hope your clients aren't hearing this.
Well,
I thought you're supposed to get stronger.
I have a different focus right now.
Okay, but so before I show you what we're taking for the loss, you have one more question.
Okay.
This is unrelated. This is with the government. You like the government?
No, not really.
Take her out, boys. What are the 3 branches of the United States government?
Oh, fuck.
They're not trees. 3 branches of the government.
This question. Okay, it would be. What's the president?
Come on.
Okay, judicial.
Ooh, that is one.
I don't know if I'm gonna get the other 2. Judicial. Bro.
It's not bro.
I told you I don't like.
I'll give you a hint. Starts with an L. The pen is blue.
Dude, I thought for sure you were just gonna ask me like lifting trivia from like actual good lifters.
You have 5 seconds. Judicial.
Legislative.
Whoop, that's 2. What's the third one?
The third one is like the president, right? The president and like what they do, which would be the commander in chief, which would be the like the battle people. No.
It starts with an E.
Electoral.
Yes.
No way.
No,
really?
yo, you're wrong. No, I'm just kidding. It's executive.
Executive.
Samsonite. It was on the briefcase. I know. You know that's okay.
But I got the other 2 right. Really?
You got the other 2 right. We'll call it a W because 2 out of 3.
Oh, that's not
I don't know
bad.
math.
I'm sorry.
That's passing.
You caught me really off guard with that question. I knew this was happening. I knew this segment exists, but I thought for sure it would. I was like prepping like old world records from people that I should know, and that was a waste of time.
No, we like to keep it fun. Usually like to make a question that you're going to get and then one you won't going to get, but turns out you just didn't get either of them. So I'm going to do the shot with you.
Okay, cool.
And what we're going to do is hot pickle juice.
No. Okay. I'm okay.
Now pickle
Mixed
juice ain't
with
now, this is spice.
Are you still allowed to have this? Because this is a lot of like acid in your stomach and.
The doctors did not say no spicy pickle juice. Damn, that's all the juice you get? I got another one, so this is gonna be for me.
That's enough for pickle juice, I think.
This is these are hot pickles.
It smells disgusting.
Squeeze it in there.
Since I got it wrong, that's fine that ours are uneven. Okay.
Yeah, whatever.
Cheers.
Here we go.
Oh, that's good.
Yeah, I actually like that.
That's not that spicy.
I'm telling you.
Yo, have you had?
Eat one of these pickles.
You don't like
Eat one of these pickles.
You don't like beer, do you?
No, I hate it actually.
Oh, okay.
I like Bud Light Lime. Does that count?
Oh, sorry.
You dropped the pickle.
I'm sorry. Good ASMR.
The pickles got more of a kick than the sauce. Look at it. It's starting to kick in, isn't it? It's a little spicy. It's a spicy pickle.
I like that though.
Well, okay. So Meg, enough about lifting. People don't care about lifting. Okay.
True.
You know what people want to know about?
My baby.
We're gonna get to that.
Okay.
We're gonna get to that little human. Okay. How do you make your money?
Ooh.
Because how much square footage is your house?
It's considered a mansion, which is over 5,000. Over 5,000 is considered a mansion.
Did you know I learned from Rob Lipset, if you get ready for this, now you have a villa mansion. You know why? He says a villa is a home with a pool.
Oh, hell yeah.
That's what he says.
And you know I love Love Island, dog.
A mansion is over 5,000 square feet?
I think so, definitionally, yeah.
Definitionally?
Definitionally.
Is that a word? It is now.
Yeah. So yeah, my house is great. But
No, how much square footage?
5,500. Like,
And it's just you and a baby and a baby daddy?
well, now the team has been growing. So now we have people in and out of the house every fucking day.
Oof,
My
she
house
loves
is
it.
full. My house is full every day.
So you have a large, beautiful Texas home, pool, villa, mansion.
we have a basketball court.
Basketball
Not a
court?
court. It's not like Alpha Lamb or anything, but they have a basketball hoop and like enough.
You got a hoop at it?
You could play some 3-on-3.
Okay. Now, so how do you make your money? How do you afford that? Because what kind of car do you drive? A new one. You got a new car. What is it?
Oh, that truck?
No, the Raptor? No. That's your other car. What car do you drive?
I drive.
Come on.
They pronounce it Porsche.
Porsche.
I don't know anything about cars though, but
What
I
is it?
do
Porsche
like
what?
the color. It's a Macan GTS.
Macan GTS. So not just the Macan, the GTS, the fast
GTS.
one. Woo!
It's
So you-
fun. It's fun to
It
drive
is?
that.
Yeah, you
I
drive
like
the
it.
speed limit?
Yeah. I keep
Yeah,
it.
for
I
the
got
most-
a baby in the bag. I
That's
can't
right.
be messing around. But
do you
before
keep
her,
a
I was
sticker?
like,
Some people have the baby on board sticker. Do you have that at all?
no, I'm not gonna put it on the Porsche.
So does that
Come
mean
on.
like don't ram my car because there's a baby? Like what's the
I mean, I hope that those signs remind people to not text. Because when I see them, I'm like, I don't text.
She's like, when I see one, I stop texting while I'm driving.
That is my biggest pet peeve. I see it all
And
the
I
time.
lean
in
back and I'm like,
Texas.
hey, Emerald, don't do what mommy does, okay?
Oh, dude. But I see those and I'm like, you're right. I should just like, chill. But
Okay.
I'm a very patient, slow driver. Like I keeps it very chill.
Okay, unless you're going fast.
Yeah.
Okay, no baby on board. Okay, so you're living a great life. You've done well for yourself. How do you make your money? Break it down.
I take a salary from the companies that I own. So I own 3 companies, Strong Friends, which is my online coaching community. We have almost 15,000 members on the Strong by the Day app.
15,000?
Yeah, it's $9.99 a month if you guys want to join.
Quick, what is $10 times 15,000? Is that $15,000?
No, honey.
Is that $150,000?
Yeah. Not all.
Is that a month?
Yeah.
You make $150,000 a month
No.
from just the app?
No, and just that thing is. I almost got divorced over this.
Is
app.
my math correct on a monthly basis?
So lots of members.
What the fuck?
So when I first launched Stronger by the Day, 6,000 members joined on the first day, and those members paid $6 a month.
If any of those people were from my channel, I want to cut.
Oh yeah, probably some of them are like, but yeah. So some of the members they're grandfathered into their price.
They're all really old?
The current price is $9.99 a month, and that's because we've added an app. It used to just be like you log into our website and it was a
How much was
password
that?
protected website, $6 a month, or
What is that, only $70,000 a month?
during the when we first launched it was $6 a month, and then $8 a month outside of like
Under
promotions.
$10 is a great price.
Yes,
great price.
yes. And our goal, I mean, like I've said, like my mission is to get more people into strength and like provide them with as much education and resources and like enough to keep them inspired and keep lifting. So that's my goal, and I don't want to price anyone out of that experience. I also have free programs. I was making a couple $100 or a couple $100,000 a year on a program called Before the Barbell, and I made that free. So I could have still.
How do you make money on something that's free, Meg? That don't make no sense.
Well, I mean, for me, I want.
No, I need to know. You said the program's free and you made hundreds of thousands of dollars.
Sorry. It used to be a paid program. So all the content, like, we recorded all the content and created the program and sold it for maybe a couple years. And we were making good, like, it was really successful. But I'm like, okay, if my goal is to get more people into lifting and like this is the lowest barrier to entry option as far as like education wise, I should just make it free. So I made it free.
Okay. So you got this app, 15,000 active users, $10 a month.
Not all of them are paying that, so it's not
Balling out.
Okay,
balling out.
So it's it's a business.
This is good. No, this is what people want to hear.
Yeah.
Okay. This is what people hear. I don't know how transparent you are with money. I'm very open.
I'm willing to talk about it, and I feel like this podcast, lots of people talk about business. So yeah, I'm happy to talk about it.
Why do you think that people are not okay with, so sometimes when I ask people, how much did your business do last year? Some people don't want to say it. Shawley did not want to say it.
Yeah.
Heidi I didn't push to kind of do it.
She was like,
yeah. Why do you think people are uncomfortable talking about money? Do you think it's?
I mean, you're asking them about $10 million a year or like more. That's
but why would it matter if you're making? Because the perception of you making $100,000 a year, $1 million a year,
right.
$10 million a year.
Like I have 15K active members, but I take what they call a reasonable salary from my businesses.
Like $500,000 a year, something reasonable.
No, not at all.
No.
And I don't take a crazy salary.
Right.
I mean, every once in a while we'll do, what do you call it when you pay yourself?
Distribution.
Yeah, distributions.
Businesswoman right here.
Yeah. I let Ryan handle the operation. I'm like, just give me my money. So yeah, we'll take distributions every once in a while, but nothing crazy. I mean, we're really focused on growth. Yeah. So I think it depends. Like for me, I don't feel insecure about it because I don't think I'm not taking all the money home.
Right.
And I pay my employees well. I try to continuously increase the benefits and try to make it an awesome place to work, which is a really big part of.
But why do you think people don't want to talk about?
I mean, maybe because they're really balling.
Do you think that the money that you make, if people who follow you that pay you for any service, supplement, whatever, do you think that perception would change if people knew specifically how much money or even the bracket that you're in? Because there's people that are like, oh, she's doing well. Then there's people like, I know she makes 6 figures. Oh, I know she makes over $1 million. Mm-hmm. But do you think if people knew specifics, do you think it would change their perception on you and how they interact with you? Or they would say, I don't want to follow her anymore. She's making too much money.
I mean, some people will, but like, do you really want those people in your community?
I guess not. I mean, I'm very transparent. Like, I'll tell you.
Yeah. Women have it worse. Like people.
Why?
Just like people hate women. I don't know if you know this. They do. They really don't like us.
Okay.
Like just generally.
I'm new to this. Okay.
Yeah, they just really don't.
I love the ladies.
Yeah. I mean, good. But generally, even people who love the ladies, like they hate women still. Okay. So I think sometimes it can be more difficult to, I don't know. I don't know why people don't like it. I can see why. To me, I do have a level of insecurity because I grew up pretty poor, not like the poorest person in the world, but I was a broke ass bitch.
You don't come from money?
No.
Okay.
And I was a broke ass bitch for a long time. When I met you, legit broke ass bitch. Like it was pretty like rough. And I can see how maybe young people that see where I'm at now, maybe they weren't here for the entire journey. You could see my lifestyle now and maybe make some assumptions, maybe feel bad about where you're at. But also, I'm also old. Like I'm 34 years old. I would hope that I'm successful. Yeah. Yes, and able to provide for my family. And so, yeah, I mean, I can see why.
Okay. So online coaching business, that's not even the coaching business. That's the coaching world is an app, right?
Yeah, Strong Friends has a couple of different products. We have Stronger by the Day is like the baby who makes us most of the money. That's with 15K members. Then I also have a prenatal program, prenatal and postpartum program that did extremely well, like way better than I ever thought it would.
This might be not to interrupt, this might be a dumb man question.
Most man questions are, so.
Okay. What does prenatal mean?
Oh, because it sounds like before you're pregnant, but it's
like
not.
Postpartum. I'm like, where are these words coming from? Because I just think I'm not pregnant. I'm pregnant. Mm-hmm. I'm no longer pregnant. But there's like, what do they mean?
Prenatal.
Why is it called that word?
It's.
What is natal? Is it what is that?
Natal.
Prenatal.
I don't know what fucking natal
It's prenatal. Is. What is natal?
Natal is something to do with the baby.
Are we all so dumb? Are we both dumb right now?
So.
Okay, postpartum.
Actually,
what is partum?
In all of my education, I don't think they covered what this means.
So what is partum?
Prenatal prenatal, this should have been the trivia question. What does prenatal mean? Prenatal is the period from pregnancy till birth.
I'm trying to get why it's called that word.
I'm not sure. I mean,
so
natal?
Postpartum, what is partum? It's after partum.
The baby the mom.
It's not post-part of them.
Are taken apart.
I don't think that's, I don't think it's apartum, it's part, I don't
Maybe
know.
These terms have something to do with time.
Okay, so you're admitting you have no idea.
Yeah, I'm gonna have to look that up. Jeez. So yeah, prenatal is pregnant. Postpartum is after the baby done.
Right. Okay, so you made some other programs.
Yes, so I have prenatal postpartum programs, which actually we're turning those into an app because the programs itself were so successful.
You're like, I see how well the other app's doing.
Yeah. And the app was a very rough process to build.
I'm not downplaying the app.
It was. But it's doing pretty good.
Yeah.
So we're gonna turn that. And my hope is that the pre and post can live outside of Meg Squats. Because right now, most people who find Stronger by the Day, it's not like they're looking on the App Store for strength programs and then they're signing up for Stronger by the Day. They know what they're getting into. They know me. Whereas pre and postpartum, I think has the potential
to market that.
Yes. And I think it has the potential to live on the App Store marketplace, and hopefully people, compared to what else is out there, there's not much that is truly based in strength. So there are very few people who talk about lifting while pregnant and keeping your strength while pregnant, and while also educating the user on the contraindications, things that you shouldn't be doing while you're pregnant. Because there's lots of shit that you shouldn't be doing when you're pregnant and lifting heavy weights.
As a dumb man, when I see someone that's pregnant, I have no idea. I'm like, can they be doing that? Like, can they do that exercise? Like, I don't know what people can do, can't do. When do you stop? I have no idea.
Yeah, you don't want to jostle the baby.
You don't. That's what I'm thinking. Like doing like clean and jerks. That baby's like, what the heck?
Yeah, it's probably not worth it to do like weightlifting movements where the bar path impedes the growth of the baby.
Correct.
There are like some relative contraindications, things that you don't want to do when you're pregnant, and when you're postpartum too. Like there are also different lifting techniques, like you know how you brace, you hold your breath when you're lifting heavy weights.
You're supposed to hold your breath when you lift?
That's probably why you failed that lift earlier today. You don't increase intra-abdominal pressure when you're pregnant. You shouldn't.
Okay.
I wouldn't suggest doing that. So you breathe during the lift.
All right. So prepartum,
prenatal?
postnatal programs you're going to come out with. And so what are the other streams of revenue? You millionaire, you.
I also have some nutrition courses too.
You got how many courses you got? How many?
I'm trying to cover all my bases for my people so that because lots of people talk shit in nutrition and they say crazy things. And so I want to provide resources that are low cost, that people can start to build better habits to better support their strength goals or whatever goals they may have.
Do you want to know? I won't put David on blast. My buddy David Had a Beast has a lifting program, and he tells me the money that he's making every month from this program of just like volume, right? Mm-hmm. It's a great app, custom built, not like a white label thing. It's a great app. But I'm just like, you're making how much? And it's like minimal overhead. Like you have to update it, kind of, make sure there's bugs and everything. But I'm actually one of probably the few people, I don't know if I am dumb for this. I never have sold a program, a lifting course, never. I've like worked with like Omar Esoff and Bart when I did, and
I remember that.
Silent Mike when I did like worked with Kaizen, and I had like a code for their program. But I would get asked for years, Max, like deadlift. I could have made a simple deadlift program, a simple lifting program, and I fucked up.
Well, there are people who take advantage of every dollar that someone has to offer them, and I don't see you as being that type of person. And I think that's a good thing that
I'm just trying to sell kids candy.
Yeah. That's all.
Okay, so programs and everything, and then next business
is Strong Supply, which is the second business that we started. Also, my life partner is my business partner, although I have a higher percentage stake in all of our companies, but we can talk about that later. But we started with a third partner, Strong Supply, and we have like lifting equipment, things like knee wraps, lots of world champion Olympic weightlifters wear our belts, wear our knee wraps.
Nice.
It's more sport specific to weightlifting and some powerlifting equipment, and general gym goer equipment. So that is Strong Supply.
How is that business doing?
Well, that is, I feel that kind of similar to how you do with Ever Forward, like it's kind of fallen off. Mm-hmm. I feel way less connected to that business because we started my third baby, Buff Chick, which we can talk about later. But we are doing a full rebrand of that business. So we've changed the name. None of this is released yet, so I won't tell you the name yet. I'll tell you later. But We're doing a full rebrand. We're renaming it something because obviously Strong Supply was just to kind of connect strong friends, and it didn't work. That was a big mistake. It made it so that neither brand had its own like tone of voice, and I think that was a huge mistake.
You thought you could have it under this one conglomerate,
yes,
and you realize it's better to separate them.
Exactly.
Okay, and has that business fallen financially since was that maybe at its peak, and like what it's doing now is not the same 7 months that it was doing last year?
Yes.
Yeah?
Yeah, it's fallen off a little bit. And I think
what's a little bit, like percentage-wise?
Honestly, I couldn't even tell you because, no, not that much. But also me as...
No, I'm not ever forward, Max.
well, as like I'm the largest marketing channel for all the businesses.
Right.
So I feel disconnected. Like I don't join in the like basic accounting meetings that I should be at and that I am at for all the other brands. Like I feel like I kind of took a step away from that business because I was focused on other things. So I felt like I wasn't as engaged as I could be. Mm-hmm. You can only be like, how many companies does one girl need?
You can only give 100%. If you give 100% to two things, that's 200%.
Exactly. The math does not check out.
Yeah.
So I think with the rebrand, it'll kind of give us a pep in our step and also
light the fire under your butt again.
Yes, and like a refocus, because I think we were just too bland and didn't have any personality with that brand. Whereas Buff Chick has like obviously very distinct.
I think having a focus is super important. That's something that I've struggled with my Ever Forward apparel clothing, is that for the longest time I was just, okay, everyone makes fitness apparel company, I'm going to make fitness apparel. And then I was like, well, I really want to make these like button downs, right? So then I'd have compression gear and button downs. And it's like, okay, is someone like just the message that someone wears a button down out, is it athletic button down? No, it's not. It's a premium. And I kept wanting to do all these different things. And more I'm learning is I want to really refocus the brand into that lifestyle and have athletic apparel that's a premium athleisure, very simple stuff. But I need to get away from stuff that doesn't make sense for the direction of the brand that it's going. And it's really hard to see that until it's almost too late, and to see kind of the damage you've done of thinking you're like, no, this brand can do everything. This brand can do all this stuff because I say so. Yeah. And it's like a hard pill to swallow sometimes when you're like, no. And sometimes you got to take a step back, refocus, rebrand, and have like direction.
Yeah. We looked into doing athletic apparel because people would always ask me to do it. And it's just such a pain in the ass. So a couple of years ago, we said, look, we'll stop doing even as many merch drops as we usually do and just really focus on the equipment and making it as good and affordable as we can. So that, I think, we have that sort of figured out, and like the products are amazing, but they're just not like communicating well with our audience right now.
Right.
So that's the plan.
You're in limbo with it.
Exactly.
But it's coming back strong.
Yes.
And the biggest thing you're focused on right now is, oh my God, I almost spilt that water. Buff Chick supplements, which we have been...
Boy.
Tell me about this.
This is Buffy.
She has a name?
Cute.
This is supposed to be you because
Buffy.
We'll have the little... She's a chicken?
Yeah, she's a chicken. She's a blue chicken.
I've never seen a blue... I've seen a blue...
I've seen a blue duck.
I painted a blue duck one time, because I've never seen a blue duck. I'm going to put a picture of the duck and you, because that's like your pose, right? That's the Meg pose, the bicep.
Yeah.
You invented the bicep flex.
Some may also say it's a little Rosie the Riveter-esque.
Is that... the girl with the band... Okay, I see what you did.
Feminist icon, yeah.
So you mixed... I never knew her name. I'm a dumb man. I didn't... I'm aware of it, like the girl. Yeah.
She kind of goes like this.
Okay.
Like that.
But not really activating the peak as much as she could.
No, there's a better pose out there.
What's her name?
Rosie the Riveter.
Is she a real person or is it a character?
I don't think so. I think it was propaganda. Good propaganda to get women to get in the workforce.
Is propaganda like conspiracies?
No, not all the time.
Propaganda.
It's communication from the government to elicit a change from people.
Sounds like a conspiracy. Okay, so you have her, you, and a chicken. Buff Chicks, I get it.
Yeah.
She's a chick. Why'd you make her blue?
Not sure.
Green chickens were taken?
Yeah, green chicken doesn't make sense. She could be like a regular bird, but everyone's like, "Well, Buff Chick, it reminds me of buffalo chicken." I'm like, yeah.
It did not.
Exactly.
That is not a thought. You definitely don't want to go a nice orange route because then it will go buffalo chicken.
Yeah, no, that's too. Did you have Chicken Express up here? Like the Chicken Express logo? You ever seen that?
No, we have good chicken places called Chick-fil-A.
Oh.
Chicken Express? What is that? Is that like the Polar Express?
It's some.
Is it a train?
Yeah, it's some Ratchet Dallas kind of chicken.
Enough about this chicken.
I used to work at Buffalo Wild Wings, so that's why I was inspired to make it a chicken. Yeah, and that job was really important for me because I feel like it helped me, one, get financially stable out of like a rough time in my life, and also I love chicken wings.
I will state for the record, they changed their chicken fingers, but I thought until they changed them about a year ago, Buffalo Wild Wings has had the best chicken fingers on the planet.
Like tenders?
Yes, I would go to Buffalo Wings all the time. I don't like wings because I don't like to get my fingers all messy. Mm-hmm. Chicken tenders, amazing, best. But
they changed them recently. You don't like them?
Shit, garbage, trash, hate them, terrible.
Get it together. I'm sorry to hear that, but yeah, I used to work at B-Dubs.
How'd you start this?
This is a COVID project. So when COVID happened,
there's COVID in that.
We had a friend who had a supplement company as well.
Okay.
And we were asking him a couple questions about manufacturing, and you know how some of those conversations go. Mm-hmm. And he was like, "Oh, I'll give you my guy," and I'm like, "Oh, really? Okay."
This is easy.
I mean, that is probably one of the easiest steps is finding your manufacturer. So I love our manufacturer so much. They're based in California. This guy, like our main sales rep, like one of my favorite people, we just started building like really great relationships, and we started thinking about actually. Funny enough, I designed the Buff Chick logo.
What?
I didn't design it. I directed the design, although I do have that's my professional background is in graphic design. So it's nice because I can get my hands dirty in some projects like this. But I created this logo for our gym because I was going to call it Buff Chick Barbell. Right. And I had the intention to rebrand Strong Supply, Buff Chick Barbell. Maybe I was going to propose it to my team. And I don't know if they loved that idea for that company. So anyway, we painted a mural. Actually, Leah, you know Leah, mural. She painted the Buff Chick mural, Buff Chick Barbell on our gym in our warehouse. And then COVID happened, and we were kind of like, okay, what do? We can't go outside and play. So we started a supplement company. And,
how's it going?
Amazing.
Yeah?
Yeah.
What's the best seller? Protein, pre? Because you got everything. You even have PMS, cramping, and mood dietary supplements.
Yes. So
what would happen if I took this? The whole bottle?
Probably nothing for you. But it is made for people who have periods.
So I can't take it.
You can if you want. I don't think it'll hurt you.
What's the best selling product?
The best selling product is probably our pre.
That's generally how it happens.
Typically. And pre and creatine.
Yeah. Okay. So you have so many different businesses. This is your favorite? If you were to put them in, what has the most passion from you at the moment? And why? Easier question would be like, what business do you spend the most amount of time on, you specifically, thinking about designing, growing?
Probably Buff Chick. Yeah.
Why is that?
Well, it's fun. The branding is cool. It's really exciting to talk about supplements. The education around supplements I find to be really interesting, and I like helping educate people, whether that mean they buy my supplements or other supplements. I find that fun to talk about. Obviously, I've learned a lot in the process, and I mean, I've been taking supplements for like 10 years myself. So yeah, it's fun to talk about. I love making new products. Like Flourish, that product, a PMS support product, is one. That was our maybe like third SKU to release, and people were surprised with that. They were like, "Oh, I thought you were gonna be like focused on performance." And I'm like, "Yeah, dude. Like, have you ever trained on your period? It fucking sucks."
I haven't. What does PMS stand for?
Premenstrual syndrome.
So that'd be okay. All right. Yeah. You learn something new every day. Mm-hmm. So you got all these products, and it's doing super well. I'm assuming, although you've mentioned it many times, that hey, guys can take this stuff too. Maybe not the PMS one, but guys can buy these supplements too. And I'm sure a percentage of the people who buy are men. Mm-hmm.
We made a discount code. It's Buff Dude. If anybody wants to try.
Is that the only discount code?
Buff DOOD. Dude. Buff
for the podcast.
For the podcast. Yeah.
Oh, okay.
So if you guys want to check it out,
Buff Dude.
It's 20% off. That's 20%? Our biggest discount.
You gave me the biggest discount?
Yeah.
Oh, well, ladies, potentially men. There you go. Why did you decide to make it as a women-focused brand, and why is that? Instead of making it maybe like guys can take this, but I mean, I'm going to be honest. Like I would be like, no, this is for girls.
Yeah.
Because of the branding, because of what it's called.
Good. A couple different reasons. One, I have a lot of members on Stronger by the Day. So that's a lot of data from like our most engaged audience member, and 97% of them are women. So that's who we're talking to.
And that's who spends the money too.
Yes, exactly. And also, I mean, I've worked with supplement companies in the past, a bunch of different supplement companies, and I found that either you have a couple different options. Either it's very badass and like very focused around hyper masculine imagery and very like die under the barbell kind of messaging, or it's hyper feminine and they're selling things like fat burners, which I'm not doing that. They're selling, you know, kind of sketchy stuff sometimes, or I mean, there are big companies out there and their ingredients just like aren't that great. And I wanted to meet a lot of the people who I know connect with my messaging, meet them in a place where I'm speaking directly to them, or hopefully speaking directly to a lot of the women who see these like hyper feminine messaging and hyper feminine brands that they may not connect with, and also may not have their best interest in mind, especially when they're selling things like fat burners, which I disagree with, obviously. So I wanted to create a brand that can connect with your female lifter who's excited about getting strong, who doesn't really feel like they're being spoken to from either of those approaches, and help speak to them in a way that helps educate them about supplements, whether that means they take them or they don't take them, and also support them with things like Flourish and PMS support. And hopefully we're launching more products that are more female specific and for things like that. Go ahead. Do
you fill all of this stuff at your own warehouse?
Yes.
Okay. And how has that been in terms of like expansion? Because, you know, the stuff takes up room. You got to, the more you grow, the more inventory you need at one time for the growth. How do you do with like space and handling it all?
Right now we're doing okay logistically.
Because she also owns a gym, which is like your warehouse. How big is that?
Yeah, so we have,
if you're unaware of where the stuff's stored,
4,500 square feet. So
not a mansion, not a mansion, not a gym mansion.
No, unfortunately. See, I shouldn't be investing elsewhere. We house right now. These supplements are just in 1,500 square feet of that. Okay. So they have their own separate like section of the warehouse. Right now we're doing okay. In the next year, we will need to move. We are looking at properties to buy and create our own space that.
You're gonna buy a property?
Yes.
You got some property money.
I don't
have property money.
Bro, I haven't been taking them distributions, you know what I'm saying? I've been hoarding all this cash because we've been in the market like looking for a while. So we had a space that we really wanted, but it's been kind of competitive and it was too expensive for us, and we were like, they got a better offer. So yeah, that was sad. We had like this place that we really liked. But anyway, we're looking for a space that we can really make our own and also build out all the companies. Our team is growing really quickly. Like in the past 6 months, we've added 4 people and we're about to add a 5th.
That's great.
Yeah.
How's managing employees and personalities and emotions? It's a lot.
It's good. I think I have a core. I mean, first of all, everyone on my team is amazing. And we just did performance reviews recently, like mid-year performance reviews, and it was so exciting. One, to like give out raises to people who were kind of due, and give promotions to some people and bring them on to salaried positions. Like that was the best part of my year so far. And yeah, that's exciting, and everyone is able to speak up, and I feel like we have a good culture of people who are like honest with one another, and everyone gets along really well. Yeah. It's good. I've had issues in the past working with people, but I think that was at a time where my business wasn't as organized. I personally wasn't as organized, and I just wasn't a good boss for people, but now that has been addressed. So yeah, I mean, that was like, I had one employee at one point, like I hired an assistant, and I just wasn't in a place to where I could be like a stable work environment for that person.
Learning how to be a leader and be a boss, and even because you want to be everyone's friend, and when something comes up where you need to be more stern with some people, where 99% of the time you're like, "What's up, Jan?" Like, "Hey," and then it's like, "Jane, like what the fuck?" Like, you know, it's hard to like, "I thought you were my friend." Like, no, like there's this balance of it's a learning experience.
Yeah.
That's what I've had to deal with.
Luckily, I own Buff Chick. Let's just talk about, I own Buff Chick almost 50-50. I have a bigger stake than my partner, Ryan, who is my life partner too.
51.
So, yeah.
49.
That's it.
Is it?
Yes.
Oh, okay.
So he runs the operations side. So that's nice because when you're having logistics conversations, a lot of times those tend to, if you don't meet a deadline there, everyone's fucked.
Yeah.
I handle a lot of the marketing side. So I'm involved in all those conversations and all those approvals, but Ryan is the boss.
So you're big picture, big focus of the brand. Where's the brand going?
Yes.
He's more like, he's the day-to-day, the things that he's the making sure that the engine's running.
Yes. I mean, he's doing more of like, working with manufacturers. He is doing...
So you get to do all the fun stuff. He gets to do all the boring stuff.
100%, exactly.
Okay.
Yes.
And this has been out for a year?
A little over... When did we launch? We launched October 2020.
2020. So
Yeah.
over a year.
Yes.
Have you broke over a milski on this business?
Yes. You mean total, all the years?
Yeah.
Yes.
Well over it?
We've done $1 million in the past year. Isn't
That's
that exciting?
Awesome. That is exciting.
Yeah. And we're really focused on, obviously, I'm always about giving back to my community too. And one thing why I wanted to kind of create that brand that's in the middle of like hyper feminine, like very girly, sexy influencer kind of thing, which is fine if that's who you want to be. And then the dudes who are like doing their own thing.
Fuck them.
I wanted to create something that could support female athletes too. So we have a roster of like influencers that we work with, but they're all insanely successful powerlifters and they're athletes first. So obviously they help us promote and we can use them as models per se, but I get to pay them salary and like hopefully support their athletic endeavors.
Yeah.
As we grow, I'm hoping that that is something that I can continue to do. And we do have plans on kind of doing more on the philanthropy side, if you want to call it that, or like just outreach of maybe getting the youth involved and having some kind of arm to where we're giving back even more. So it's exciting for me because I want, obviously with business, it is... You can make money. And
I've heard that. Yeah.
Yes, you can make
That's
money.
the goal. That's actually the number one goal of a
Yes.
business should be to make money.
Yes.
Because if you're not making money, it's a hobby.
That's bad.
Yeah.
That's bad. When you don't no money, bad.
When people think the business is like, oh, you're just trying to make your business money. Like that's the entire point of a business.
Yes, that's what we're doing here.
That's the whole point.
But I hope that, as this business grows, it means that, businesses have a big say in culture and in what types of media people are seeing. And I see an opportunity to put more female athletes at the forefront of media.
Right.
Give them a spotlight, give them financial commitments, and give them hopefully some financial safety in a way so that they can pursue being an athlete, which is what they do best. So yeah, that's kind of like I like all of I'm a mission-based person. Like that's how I stay motivated. I have something to say, right? I don't want to just have a company because it's fun to make supplements.
Right.
No, that's not the case. I want to get people stoked about lifting, and I want to support people who I was able to look up to when I was early in my career, and whoever Gen Z is going to look up to convince them to lift. I want to support those people.
It's cool, and it's interesting when people talk about their businesses, and you can tell the passion behind it because it wasn't just I want to start a supplement company, I take supplements, I'm going to make money off that. It was I'm tired of the bullshit that's out there with the fat burners. My company will not do this. I'm putting this ingredients because of that's how it it's just interesting to hear people when they truly have like a passion behind what they're doing, and the fact that you can go on a rant about protein powder and stuff. It shows a lot, and it's cool seeing how successful you have been, and starting from not coming from money and truly really making it in this extremely saturated industry is super inspiring to see. And I hope a lot of people who are listening hear all that. And with all these businesses that you're doing extremely well on, the number one priority, I'm assuming, as Vin Diesel would say, family, because you have a new beautiful baby girl.
Yeah. Emerald. Yeah.
Where'd you come up with that name?
Have you ever heard the song from Thin Lizzy called Emerald?
Nope. Sing it.
It's not like a singable song.
I'm like a rock, but specifically an emerald. Is that what it is?
Yeah, that's it.
Okay. People put me in the ring. Okay.
Yeah, I like that name. I thought it was cool.
Super
we call
cute.
her Emmy for short.
Okay.
I wanted to maybe name her like Emmy Rossum.
Emerald Zella.
What's that?
It's like Emerald Zella. It could be like that's like an extravagant name of it.
Yeah. Uh-huh.
Okay. You say you wanted to name her what? You almost were...
Emmy. I was considering Emmy, but I think Emerald is just like kind of cool.
Well, now you get two names. Now she can pick. If later in life, she's like, Mom, hate Emmy.
Exactly.
Call me Emerald.
Yeah.
And was she I don't know if this is like a bad thing. Was she planned?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes. So we moved into our house March 2020. I remember talking to my neighbor. She was a teacher and she was like, yeah, I don't think we're going back to school. I laughed at her. I was like, you're going back to school in like 2 weeks. Like,
yeah.
Get over it. So anyway, we were just stuck at home and we were like, let's start a business and let's have a baby. Actually, our first photo shoot, we flew out all of our athletes. The company hadn't even been announced yet. And we're all dry scooping, like taking pictures. They're like, let's take pictures of us dry scooping. And I was like, took one. And then I was like, I might be pregnant. And I found I was pregnant the next day after the photo shoot.
What?
Mm-hmm. So actually, funny enough, as much as I like to advertise our products and talk about them, I don't actually take them. Because I'm still nursing right now. So yeah, I don't really, I take the protein, I take the Buff Reds, but yeah, I don't take anything.
And you're very transparent about that, right?
Yeah.
You're saying like, if you're in the same situation as me, I wouldn't take these as well, type of things.
Yes, exactly.
Here's my reasoning why.
And check with your doctor, because I know people are gonna be like, when did I take this? Biggest question I get, can I take that?
Okay, so your beautiful baby is a year old now.
Yes.
And how has your life changed with a child?
Because dude, it's like 10.
You don't have a dog, right?
Nah.
So you've never had to like
take care of someone.
Take care of a dog. Now you got this little tiny person that can.
She walks now.
Yeah, you know. Yeah. See, I like having a dog because I can leave it home for like 6 hours. Yeah. She's gonna be fine. I'm gonna feel bad, but he'll be okay. He's not gonna get. You can't do that, babies. I've heard.
Yeah, that baby will leave.
Yeah,
she'll leave you. No, I love it. My life is like 100 times more happy.
When you get in a relationship and you decide that okay, it's time to have a child, big point in your life. Big decision for everyone involved, right? When you decide, is that like a mutual conversation, or is that I'm ready? Was Ryan, who's your husband, was he like, all right, cool, or was there any hesitation, or like how does that conversation go? Because it's not like, okay, like we're both gonna write on a piece of paper the day we want to have a kid, and we'll see when they match, kind of thing. Yeah. It's just some point someone's gonna be like, I'm ready.
Well, in 2019, sorry to bring the mood down, I did have a miscarriage. And so that was a moment that was unplanned. We did not plan to get pregnant at that time.
Okay.
But that was a time to really check in and be like, whoa, shit. Obviously, for several weeks, we thought we were pregnant. And I was. But we were like, okay, I guess we're going to do this. So that was a time to really evaluate my life and kind of face it from the perspective of not being ready to have a baby and completely shifting and being like, okay, I guess we're going to do this. Obviously that ended in miscarriage. But that was an experience that I think framed our approach to it.
Like if this does happen.
Yes, we definitely took certain steps. Like we bought a house together. We started growing our team. So we had more support on the business side. We started having more systems to make it like a practical thing. When we lived in California for about almost 3 years, we were working nonstop.
It wouldn't have been feasible to have it. Like it would have been, something would have suffered.
Yes.
Because bringing in a child, which needs all of your attention.
Yes.
To then like your businesses could have potentially suffered or caused issues in relationship, because now you're like, I got to take care of this kid. Mm-hmm. We both do, but like, hey, I got to take care of this kid. Like you need to handle the businesses. Stress goes on to him.
Yes.
Whirlwind.
And so we work together obviously every day. So we're together all the time. But I will say like having the baby is more stress on our relationship than any of the businesses. And we got into some heated debates talking about business, like the app, especially. Like it's hard to build an app with like your significant other. But yeah, we work very well together and we get along very well. We're like each other's favorite person. But yeah, having a baby together is like your relationship will suffer a little. At least ours suffers a little bit. Not that it's extreme or anything, but there are some changes that you notice, and it's just like, oh, we just don't have enough. We don't have that much more time for each other, which is sad. But we have a baby and it's fucking dope.
What's the biggest life change that happens when you have a child, besides like the obvious ones? Like what changes in your relationship, or like does it change like the social things you need to do? Do you just like,
yeah. I mean, it's just a lot more communication as far as what to get out the door is just like a whole ordeal, and you both have to be on the same page. You both have to be giving the same amount of effort to like make like you have to have your outcome in mind and communicate about it and like work towards even just leaving the house. So I mean, it just everything is just like slightly more complicated, but it's people always say this, but it's worth it. Like it's the best. No, I'm 100% more happy. I'm 100% more patient of a person. I love my life way more. I mean, before I got pregnant even, I was kind of getting bored with just like normal single, like, or no kid kind of unit experiences, like going out, even going to dinner. I was just kind of like, all right, is this it?
I'd rather go to dinner while being pregnant.
Yeah.
You want to knock me up, Brian?
Exactly. That's how it went. So yeah.
Do you plan on having any more children?
I think one more.
I've never, my mom, my brother and my sister we're 2 years apart. So it's like 2 years is my sister, 2 years more is my brother, because my mom wanted to have 3 kids, wanted to have them. Like, how do you decide? Is there like a thought process of like, okay, I want them to be within this age range of each other? Do you like plan that, or you just?
Well, there are optimal outcomes for the health of the baby and mom based on how far you separate.
What do you mean?
So like, I think like the 2-year marker, like 18 months is when you like have optimal outcome for the health of mom and baby. You know what I mean? Like 18 months apart.
Okay. I didn't know that.
Not that you can't have great outcomes if you had like back-to-back babies, but just statistically speaking. So that's like a good way to go. That's probably what I'll do.
Okay. And
no, I won't do that because I'm not pregnant right now. So I'm going to wait until April 2023. Then I'm going to start trying. Well, we are. I can't do it myself.
That's exciting.
I wish I could. No.
Now, I have a couple more questions about children.
Yeah, you thinking?
No. Taylor's watching this. No.
Ever?
30. No. My mind. To be honest, before I met Taylor, and she's changed my life in terms of just my thoughts about even just everything. She's just opened my eyes. Best thing that's ever happened to me. I was on the fence of like, if I don't have a kid ever, it's fine. If I met someone who did not want to have a child, I would be like, okay, sure. I was either way. I was like, if you do, okay. If you don't, Taylor's she wants to have kids, and I'm 100% open with that. She understands, and I know timelines don't always work out, but I've stressed, like, I think 35 for me is when I can stop running around like with my head cut off, and like I can give the proper time. And I think any time before that, could I make it work? Yeah, but like I really want 2 more push years of giving all I can to everything that I'm doing, to then be able to kind of relax a little bit, or to calm down.
Yeah.
So she's very understanding of that.
She's supportive.
Yeah. And
see, I'm the one having the baby. I'm 34. So
right.
Well, after you're 35, they call it a geriatric pregnancy.
Huh.
Yeah.
Right. Because the clock is ticking, right? It's the older you get, closer to 40.
Yeah.
30 is everyone you get. Like,
it just becomes more risky.
Right. For both.
Yeah.
Okay. With having a child, as far as I know, there's a lot of science out there that now you can decide the gender of the baby. You can just be like, I want to have a boy, I want to have a girl. It used to be, if the guy's on top, that has a bigger thing. That was like the old school thing. I think there's like ways, but now you can choose. Right?
I believe you can do that with IVF, which we have not gone that route. Now,
what is that?
IVF is in vitro fertilization. So basically, they pump you with hormones and they extract your eggs out of your uterus, and then they put the eggs in a petri dish, add a little spermies,
put it back in.
Yeah.
Oh, so that's like, we want to get pregnant, we want to have a boy. Yes. Let's make this happen. It's not. And they don't change. It's like once you get pregnant, it's decided then.
Yes, and also as we learn more about DNA, you can also perhaps choose particular outcomes for your child. Now that is something that's offered, but they are.
I want a 6'4",
yes,
athletic, strong,
yes,
soccer player.
I mean, obviously not to that extent, but you can basically choose, like, I think you can choose like the smartest eggs.
Wouldn't everyone just want the smartest eggs?
I don't know. I mean, I think people don't like, because it's like, you should love your kid regardless. That's kind of the whole point.
I'm sure my mom wished I was the smartest egg.
Yeah, well, yeah, you told me your grades in middle school.
I know. I definitely was not the smartest egg.
I would be worried for my children if they had.
It feels like I am asking dumb questions, but this is
no, it's okay. I'm sure somebody will learn something.
I don't even know when kids are supposed to start talking. Your baby didn't say "What's up, Max" when I met her.
No, she didn't.
At one, I said at 1 o'clock. At 1. When do babies start talking?
She says la da da. She says mama. She can almost say banana, but it's kind of like ba ba.
Do you just like hold the baby and you're like, just speak?
There's certain like milestones that can help you understand if your baby's on track. Now, it doesn't really mean that much if they're
right, okay,
off.
yeah.
So every baby kind of at their own pace. But right now, at her age, gestures are really important, and you're supposed to get. I think it's like I want like something. Come here. Pointing is very important. What the hell other gestures are there? Waving bye,
Ooh,
hi.
I know one.
Mwah, kiss. She hasn't learned that one.
Do you know what this is?
No.
This is poop.
Oh, poop.
From Meet the Fockers. Do you want to know a side little story? I'm going to make this extremely short, okay? One time, I was in class talking with one of my friends, and we had just watched, I think it's Meet the Fockers, where the baby needs to do like this. That means the baby needs to poop. I go to my friend. I say, look, I need to go to the bathroom, okay? And we're like, I'm like, you need to poop? I'm like, yeah, okay? I go to the bathroom, handle my business, come back to the classroom. This is math class. Miss Sprinkles is her name.
No way. That's her name?
Yep.
That's worse than Miss Loopy.
And I come back in, and my friend goes like, did you go poop? And I'm like, yep, like I did. Like I'm just like mouth. Then I walk back to my desk. I get called in the principal's office later that day, and she's like, I have to give you in-school suspension. And I'm like, what did I do? Miss Wilson.
How do you remember these people's names?
This is a crazy story, because she calls me in and I'm like, I have to give you in-school suspension. I'm like, what did I do? She's like, Max, she's like, you can't be masturbating in the bathroom. And I'm like, what are you talking about? Like, what are you talking about? She's like, Miss Sprinkle said you came back in the class and said you're going like this to your friend. And I was like, okay.
You're like,
I can explain this.
Okay, boomer.
I had to explain it, the movie tour. I had to get the teacher and explain the movie tour that I was saying that I needed to poop. And then the rest of the year, my math teacher wouldn't let me go to the bathroom. Didn't get suspension though. Isn't that crazy?
I'm glad you spoke up for yourself.
Yeah, no, it's wild. So gestures, and it's cool seeing everyone's like kind of the next stage in life. A lot of people, it's like you go to high school, you go to college, you work or you build a business, get a family, have a baby, and
I can't wait to see when there's like a daycare at Alphaland.
Yeah,
that'll be sick.
I'm sure it's down the road, and with, having babies at Alphaland is, the whole social media culture. You're very open with, showing the world your baby, mm-hmm. right? Proud of your baby, whatever. Is there any point? There's a lot of people that are very anti. I'm gonna vlog and like film every moment that they're doing and putting it out in the world. And while you don't film a lot of your life, I think if you took down your house tour video, I'm sure you're not gonna be like trying to milk the baby for every single thing they do for monetary gain, views, whatever.
Well, I did capitalize on her existence with the prenatal and postpartum program, so she does get a royalty from that.
Okay. Mm-hmm. But what are your like ending thoughts on deciding as a new mother of like putting your child's life out in this world of social media? Yeah,
it's not a huge focus of mine. So I mean, she is somewhat involved, like in stories. I'll share a picture of her, and I do kind of feel conflicted about it in ways because she can't consent to being in my videos. Right. And I think that is important.
Because she can't talk yet.
Right. She can't gesture like, no. So yeah, she's not a huge part of the videos that I make, although she may sometimes be in them. So I think, I don't know how I feel about creators who their children are a huge part of the content that they make, or they are capitalizing off of their children, basically.
They're exploiting the child. I mean, yes. It's as much as they say there's a large percentage is like they're doing it because it's making them money.
Yes.
The views are up. I'm showing my baby.
Yes. So, I mean, for me, like, I haven't noticed a huge change in, like, you know, I don't share her that much. Like, I don't ever use her as like a thumbnail or rare. If I'm talking about training.
We left the baby on the roof?
Yeah. Like family vloggers, like they do kind of give you cringe vibes a little bit. But, you know, it was important for Ryan and I made this decision. I mean, that's a no-brainer. Like, you know, if she didn't exist, then I wouldn't be pregnant and I wouldn't be able to market these pictures of me being pregnant and selling this thing.
Right.
So it was important that she kind of get a cut of that and get
Oh, you're actually
paid.
Working her in?
I mean, she's getting paid.
She's on salary.
She gets paid for every prenatal program that we sell.
Wait, what? How does that work?
I told you she makes a royalty.
I thought you were kidding.
No.
It was. I thought you were telling a joke. I wrote it down in my piece of paper. I was going to laugh about it later that night.
No. That's for real. She's profiting off of it, which I think is only fair.
Oh, yeah.
I mean, there's some wise tax things that you can do there with your offspring. So you might as well. If
tax
you're
benefits?
able to. Yeah, something Ryan can tell
I'm going
you.
to start pumping them out then.
Yeah. I mean, not that much. The baby is not worth it that much. But yeah.
Well, cool. Well, I'm excited for you. I'm excited for kind of the next chapter in your life of motherhood and building a family, and it's super cool. And it's super. You know, Meg and I go way back, but we have not really deeply talked since you were in DC because you know you're all over the place. And to hear how well you're doing, I knew you were doing well.
How'd you know?
Because I remember when you bought that house, you mentioned. She told me about the price of the house. Expensive.
But our houses were similar prices, I think.
How much was your house?
It cost us $850,000 when we bought it.
Okay, mine was $500.
Oh.
But
I'm just kidding.
Are you laughing at my house? But I put $450 into it.
Oh, okay. So yours is way more expensive. Wait, do you know how much it could be worth? Are you going to get it like, I don't know, appraised or something?
In my head, I could be crazy. I think I wouldn't sell my house for less than $1 million.
Yeah.
I think it'd be
my house, I haven't done much to it, and it is more. Yeah. It's 1.2.
That is the price that I think.
I mean, Zillow told me that, so I don't know.
I think with everything I've done in there and what the houses are going around my area and how much better of a location on the lake, size, upgrades, modernness. That a lot of the houses that are selling for like $1 million are so outdated, and unless it's an older family moving into it, they're gonna be like, I gotta tear apart this house. Mine's kind of ready to move in for like the modern person, whether or not someone wants it. Something's only worth as much as someone's willing to pay for it, you know? But
do you think you're gonna stay in there for a long time?
I think my life plan is this 35 thing. I do want, it is not my forever home. I think I'm super blessed for that to be my first home. It's definitely way bigger than I needed. Now Taylor needs it for all of her clothes when she's moving in. But my plan is, in 2 to 3 years, around that 35, I would love to build like my dream home.
Custom, yeah.
Custom. I've learned a lot from the remodeling and renovation of this house, like a lot. So I think I would love to build a truly custom, like it's gonna be expensive, but it'll be, I want that to be my forever home.
Yeah.
Whether it is or not, I don't know, but I want to build this not extravagant home in terms of size, but just this beautiful modern thing that I designed or help design, and that's kind of my plan.
That's cool.
I'm far off from being able to do that just yet.
I would want to do that too.
Yeah.
In a slightly better school district.
I want the house with like, you know, people like, that house has no character. It's just modern with like glass doors everywhere and whatever.
What you want?
That's what I want.
Oh, I hate that.
On the lake. Like your house has character.
Yes. Yeah.
Mine, before Taylor moved in, was just this like, I would walk into someone's home, usually a girl who's either in a relationship or like married. One of my friends, Sarah Sarati on like TikTok, but I walk into her house and I'm just like, she invited me over for like a Christmas event or something she's having. And I'm like, there's like pictures everywhere and decor. And I'm like, wow, this is like really nice, like really decorated. And I go back home and I almost was like,
yeah.
Like it's just, I had this like lifeless home, and Taylor's making it from a house to a home. But
that's the unpaid labor that, you know, that you need to appreciate. No, I'm sure you do, but that's like, typically women do a lot of unpaid labor that I'm glad you acknowledge, because a lot of times like, many people don't just notice those things and
No,
and just take it like, oh, this is what my house looks like. It just like looks like this.
It'd be hard not to notice the 19 candles that are throughout my home now.
But they make you feel like
they do. I love the home. I love
Yeah.
everything she's done to it, and I'm
Good.
excited to do all that. But yeah, I want to wrap this up here. I thank you so much for coming on, and it's again super inspiring to see everything you've done from when I met you and to see how successful you are, because I hope it inspires a lot of people, inspires me, and it's awesome to see. And is there anything you want to leave the people with of what's next? Any like secret things?
Well, we're rebranding Strong Supply, so that I think will be released in September, I think, which is soon. And then just more stuff with Buff Chick. I think that will continue to grow. And I mean, every day we're doing something, but then if you're pregnant or postpartum, check out Plus One, which is my program. And then there will be an app coming for it too soon.
Well, dope. I'm going to have everything, Meg's YouTube channel, all of her different businesses, programs, any ladies, guys, whatever. You want to check the stuff out. Buff Chick, her supplement company will be down there. Super cool to see what we're doing with it.
Discount code 20% off. Buff Dude, DOOD.
We don't even spell dude, D-U-D anymore. It's out of the Maxtionary.
Exactly.
Done. Dude, right there. But thank you so much for coming on. If you guys are watching this on YouTube, make sure you leave a comment, subscribe, turn notification on. Did I say comment already? I don't know. Comment again down below. If you're on your favorite streaming service, make sure you leave a review. Thank you so much for tuning in. Eat more sour strips. Endeavor forward, my strong friends.
Yeah.
13 in the books.
How long was that?
That was hour 40 minutes.
Oh my God.
When we just chat, it's time. You don't even recognize the time, you know?
That's good. That was good. You're such a good host.
See, I think I'm like trash. People say that I like talk over people all the time, but I'm just
Do
more. I just more like I re-steer. In my head is what I'm doing. Like someone says something, and instead of like waiting until they get to the end, I'm almost like let's take this conversation.
Yes.
Let's go down a new path on it and expand on it and go to this new thing because something you say triggers something. So I guess it's just a style that I don't really know that I'm doing, but
No, you have to have the structure.
because I never wanted a podcast to get on. I have like 4 questions. And I'm like, what do you think about social media?
yeah.
Like, you know, and
It needs to be
I want to
conversational.
have it a conversation. So it's something I'm trying to improve on because a lot of times I want to like say a funny, like quirky thing. And I'm like, shut the fuck up, Max.
Yeah.
Shut the fuck up. That's
Well,
dope.
Thanks. Yeah, thanks for having me.
Woo.